I can't focus because it's hitting me in the eyes so hard. Don't put that on film later.
Board Insiders, real riders, real reviews.
I had a most epic day today. Got to ride on Norman's for a few laps, and then we cut over and caught a lift with a few of the cat riders up here and took about 4 pow laps of untracked runs up on Mile with this bad boy. It was epic. I expected this board to sink. Most flat camber boards I've ridden, they like to just dive into the snow, and I think the early rise on this guy in particular is what really kept me above the heavy Northwest powder we have here. I had no problem smashing it.
This is a 153 park board. The camber profile on this one, it's flat in the middle, right about there. And then on the ends, it's got a little bit of early rise for your pow enjoyment and slushy park day fun.
So the Flex, I would give it like a medium soft. It's definitely got stability and strength when you need it to smash through pow and rails and jumps and shunder. But then when you want to get a press or a blunt on it, it's not a problem at all just to get right into it and hammer that press or get some playfulness.
Buttering, it was a dream. It was soft enough to where it didn't want to just completely whip out, but I got one where eventually it did, but it took a long way. I had the board up, you know, nose about here before I finally lost it.
It held a butter really good, but to press, it's a little harder for me to press than other boards.
However, this is a pretty stiff board. I felt for a 153, like it's pretty solid. Definitely a tank when you're riding it down the hill, but not in a heavy or bad way. It just, it charges through everything. It's really stable.
It's definitely snappy. It's got a lot of pop when you want to, and it's got some good ollie if you want to get some good hammer on it.
I found it to be just like mildly poppy. Overall, it just kind of, the pop was like right in the middle.
This board seemed to lock onto rails very well. There's a feature set up in the park where it's got like a Dorito-shaped little wall ride thing to a long rail. I hit that thing front to back, no problem.
So this board's made for just anybody who wants to take it anywhere, but if you want to ride it in the park, I'd say it's more for rails. It was definitely not as responsive as other boards too.
Didn't feel like super responsive, but it didn't feel like it didn't want to jump.
I think it's definitely a mix. It's a really good all-around board. It does really well in the jumps. I would say even better though on the jibs, because you just lock into what you're trying to do. Nose presses, back blunts, anything. You get on the rail and it locks you in because of that flat camber. Definitely a great jump board too though, handled really well.
On a day like today when you can't see, the snow's really firm and hard pack, and you're trying to send it off of some park features that you can't really see the takeoffs, and it's really weird sticky cement snow. You know, just judging by some of the smaller jumps and the conditions today, it just stomped the landings. Never felt out of control. I would say this board is made for a more intermediate to advanced rider. Somebody a little bit bigger that has some more weight behind them maybe can handle a stronger board.
I would say this is made for an intermediate rider or better. Definitely a bit park specific, but also really great free riding and powder riding. I gave it a shred cred score of 90, and that's because I think it's one of the better boards I've ever ridden, but not the best. Definitely would look at buying a board like this or trying to get one.
Like, this is a very fun board. I give it a 97 for shred cred. Playing off in the woods, it doesn't matter. This will be a good all-around snowboard and you're gonna love it.
I gave the shred cred on this a 90. I thought it's a good board. It's definitely good in the type of riding I did. I was pretty stoked on it.
I gave this board a shred cred of 92. I think that it's a board worth trying out if you're into the whole flat with early rise, want to get in the park and you want something that's going to be stable for hitting big features.
For the latest snowboard reviews, check out boardinsiders.com.
I was riding through Conways in the park all day, just messing around with a little bit of Miller flip stuff with my broken arm from last year and was spinning them around.
My broken arm too.
Nice.
I was stoked I was able to get those out because I was using the bad one to get the rotation with.